Boo! Did I scare you? I hope I did. That's my cat. His name's Leo. Just got his balls taken out. That's the real scary part of the day. Hey guys, it's me again. Listen, I know it's been like 2-ish months since my last video, but a lot of life stuff happened. I also got really lazy, and I'm not trying to really excuse that, but again, I got really lazy. Anyways, I'm here back again talking about a really special thing that happened in my gaming life that really kind of changed my perspective on things in terms of horror games specifically. And this should be a video that comes out in October, but again, I got really lazy. Regardless, do you remember Gamescom 2014? I'm sure you do. It was only 10 years ago. Many people were having fun there. A bunch of announcements were being made, but there was a single very important announcement that was made by Sony that would pretty much make one of the biggest impacts in the entire gaming sphere. And it wasn't even a full game. It was just a demo announcement. Now, with shows like Gamescom, we're always going to be excited about a demo announcement, right? It's the new generation of gaming. See what's going on the next few years, how the future of gaming is going to be. But this one was such a weirdly special case. You probably immediately know what I'm going to be talking about because, I mean, to be honest with you, I couldn't name you anything else from Gamescom 2014 that was too notable. But this particular demo I'm talking about today stuck with so many people that 11 years later, people are still talking about it. And like I mentioned earlier, the craziest part about this whole thing is that this game never came out. At first glance, it doesn't really make any sense. How can something so highly anticipated by so many people that made such a gigantic impact be canceled just like that? How? 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 Well, my dear viewers, this is why we're here today, to talk about one of the most influential demos of all time. Yes, we're talking about the highly anticipated horror masterpiece that never was, PT, aka Silent Hills. So when PT got announced, it was never initially revealed to be a Silent Hill game. It was a very mysterious teaser that was shown off at Gamescom that Sony exclusively announced was going to be on their console. They showed a live feed of a bunch of people reacting to the game, and it was pretty damn interesting. A lot of people were trying to flock to it, and when people actually played the demo, it was groundbreaking. There were so many people getting on top of this thing. YouTubers getting millions of views, everybody getting scared out of their minds. Everybody was talking about PT. And at the end of it all, it was a very exciting thing to know that this was in reality going to be a Silent Hill game. Not just a Silent Hill game, but a Silent Hill game being made by one of the most prolific people in the video game sphere. That's right, Hideo Kojima, and Guillermo del Toro was also involved, which was equally as insane. So, with all that being said, I want to go to the man himself, Hideo Kojima. You see, the Silent Hill series was in a pretty dire state at the time. It was in the hands of Western devs, and the games they were pushing out were not too great, to put it in the best way possible. I liked a few of them, but the magic was almost gone out of the series. However, with Kojima being on the front lines with this new installment, alongside Del Toro of all people, which was also just another bombshell, I don't think people talked about this enough. We were really in for something special here when it got announced. It was really cool to see how secretive Sony was with this demo. They said that this game was supposedly being made by 7780 Studio, which was completely fake, by the way. And like I said before, all we got was a little trailer of some live reactions of people playing it here and there. It was like those old horror movie trailers where people were in the crowd reacting to it to get you to go see the movie, like, oh my god, this is so scary, but it was a video game this time. Pretty unique for the time. The demo was exclusively released on the PS4 a little bit time after. To say it exploded is almost an understatement. It also helped that this was a prime era of horror Let's Players, you know, Mark, Jack, PewDiePie, all your lovelies, and this couldn't have released at a better time either. We were still in a pretty early stage of horror games. We didn't really have too much on our belt like we do now. Almost nobody was able to escape this game's popularity. Even if you weren't a horror fan, you knew about PT. I need to remind you guys, this is just a demo. PT made such a landmark when it was released, and it wasn't even the full game. This playable teaser was one of the most talked about things of 2014. It horrified millions, and now 11 years later, people still talk about this. Those of you who may have missed the hype may be wondering, why? Why did this blow up to such an astronomical degree? Well, that's why I'm here today. Let's take a step inside this house and search every single corner we can to figure it out all together. Hey, real quick, I know this is pretty obvious, but it's going to get a little scary from here on out, and it's going to get pretty upsetting too with the imagery in this game. But you clicked on this and you know what's going to happen, so if you are still here and you don't know what's going on, then How did you get here? Thank you. Watch the video, subscribe. But yeah, no, let's get back to it. By the time you wake up in the house of PT, that cracked open door in front of you is your gateway into an unforgettable horror experience. The way PT works is pretty simple yet so incredibly effective at the same time. You're in the same looping hallway with different things to discover each time, learning bits and pieces about what's going on while every single second of the game is full of endless amounts of dread. The atmosphere of this game is almost unmatched. The tight hallway and all the locked doors around you force to confront the dangers head on. There's no hiding spots or any kind of safety net to jump into when things get hairy. The only thing you can do is keep moving. With each loop, it only gets worse. In true survival horror fashion, there's a bunch of stuff you gotta figure out in order to make it out of the house. At first, solving puzzles of each loop wasn't too bad, but as it goes on, things get so complex and difficult that most people just end up looking up a walkthrough. I don't blame them either, I was one of those people. I just can't imagine how scared they must have been to the point where they just wanted to be done with it. The design choices here were pretty smart in my eyes. Making the puzzles really vague and difficult to figure out gives most players the opportunity to see all the unique scares the loops have to offer. It also brings the community together to help each other figure it all out. The devs knew exactly what they were doing with this, and it was so evil yet so perfect. Speaking of scares, to this day, not a single horror game I've ever played or watched has surpassed PT in terms of this aspect. I have a confession to make. Back when I played on my old PS4, God rest its soul, I couldn't finish PT. I was simply too scared to try to progress anything, and I was just stuck in that hallway forever, and I just stopped. Yeah, you can laugh now. Here's your cue. Alright, that's enough. Stop. But yeah, I genuinely just couldn't handle the scares the game had to offer anymore. Remember, this was 11 years ago, back in 2014. Do you feel old yet? I feel really old. I was still a big horror fan at the time, but I was way more prone to getting scared than I am now. I feel like PT really seasoned me more than almost anything else in the horror game genre. I know I had Slender, Amnesia, Five Nights at Freddy's, all that stuff, but there was just something with PT that really stuck with me the most. I know there's a lot of scares in that game, and I'm not going to try to list them all here, but there's a lot of them that have still stuck with me to this day. One of the big ones you see early game is when you have to focus onto a slightly open door until you see this ghostly face pop up and slam it shut. This one never fails to get me every time I watch other people's playthroughs. It's just too good of a scare. This is another personal fact, but I despise long hallways. I hate them so much because they never fail to scare the hell out of me. I genuinely can't explain why. I just hate going through them. When I'm in a hotel, when I'm in a big building, especially when it's later in the day, you see that gigantic span of death that's waiting for you to walk through it. It's just the worst thing ever. I don't know if it's a type of claustrophobia or something like that. I just can't explain why I'm so scared of being in these long hallways. I just don't like it. Maybe it's how tight it feels. Maybe it's the possibility of somebody being at the end of that hallway, either chasing you down or just standing there. I don't know, man. They just bug me every single time I'm in one. Which sucks, because that's the entirety of PT. Infinite looping long hallways. Guys, I think this is where my fear originated. This hour-and-a-half experience feels way longer solely due to how perfectly crafted the tension is in PT. There isn't a single moment in this that doesn't make you feel completely on edge, and I think it's all thanks to our ghost lady of the hour. Meet Lisa. She's the person behind all of the house's horror and the reason why this experience is so well crafted. Lisa might be one of the most interesting horror game antagonists ever made. It feels like she's everywhere at all times, and for the most part, that is true. This woman's presence is felt in all corners of these halls. The balcony, the bathroom, the hallway, or even right in your face, or even right behind you. Lisa will slowly possess you over time. There's multiple signs of possession during the game as well. Your footsteps start to get heavy, the music gets creepier, those nasty heavy breaths in the background get louder, or her shadow just shows behind you in your flashlight. You see her standing there and don't walk backwards towards her, she rushes you, which essentially seals her possession over you. I can try to explain this in the fanciest and most complex way possible for video purposes, but this girl's just scary, man. What else can I say? I love her design, too. She's so uncanny, and her jerky movements never fail to bother me whenever I see her. She's such an unpredictable entity and has never left my mind. There's multiple moments where she shows up and it's impossible to even see her. When I learned that there's a point in the game where she's constantly behind you at all times and you're not able to see it, I was completely flabbergasted. She even has a unique animation during the bathroom scene that we never got to witness either. I can't stress enough how much attention to detail was put into just this demo. Credits to Lance for this footage, by the way. This guy's great. Go give him some attention. He's really good. Make makes great videos and he's really funny too. Lisa shows you just enough to get a handle on her story, but also not enough to fully piece it all together. In every loop, you get more and more hints about the overarching story of this house. The pieces of the puzzle are laid out for you, and it's up to you to put it all together. It was so fun watching theory videos and seeing the community figure it all out. After doing some personal research and using what I've gathered, I think I've got an idea about what went on in this house. Put this in the most digestible way possible. Lisa's husband took her life when she was pregnant with her baby. But if we dig a little deeper, we get a much bigger picture at play. We hear some news about a radio about a killing already, but I don't think this is necessarily the same one that happened here, just eerily similar. There are countless theories here and there about what actually went down, but here's what I think. Her husband was suddenly unemployed and became an alcoholic. Lisa got a job as a cashier at the grocery store to get some income for the house. It's implied she may have had an affair with the manager because there's a line that says, oh, the manager liked how she wore a skirt, something like that, meaning the baby she's pregnant with may not actually be hers. The husband starts hearing voices in his head egging him on to do something horrible to his family. Soon enough, he completely spirals into a mental breakdown and snaps, proceeding to take out his wife and unborn child. From what I can hear in the actual audio that plays in game, it sounds like the husband attacks her in the bathroom with some kind of blade. Judging by Lisa's appearance in the moment in the picture frame, it's safe to assume at one point the husband gouged her eye out with his thumb before forcing an abortion out of her. I say this because of the weird fetus creature we see in the sink, the very specific blood trail at Lisa's lower section, plus a cut line from the voice on the radio that tells the husband to send his son to heaven. So it's pretty obvious what happened here. We do hear a big plop in the audio before Lisa's taken out. I'm assuming that's when the baby falls out. I hope you're not eating anything right now. Another cut thing from the game shows what she presumably looked like at the end of the whole thing. It's pretty grim. After all this happened, the husband said he felt a monster inside of him, as if he wasn't in control at all during all this. It gets into a really hazy and theory-heavy territory from here on out. We'll probably never know the full explanation here. Was it a possession? Was it on his own accord? It all sucks, but honestly, it makes me enjoy it a bit more. Sometimes mysteries are best left unanswered. I feel like if the full game was to come out, we would have known a little bit more about what happened here. Overall, Lisa's a very tragic character. Why she haunts this house can be a multitude of reasons. The simple answer is she's just a vengeful spirit possessing anybody that walks into her house. There's also the possibility that she's trying to prevent you from taking a similar path to her husband. She's the one guiding you throughout the house after all. Maybe she's telling you her story so she can prevent this chain of murders from happening again. Who knows? It's fascinating to see what people theorize about this because I always hear completely different ideas that can all work equally. There's just so much to dissect with this amazing little demo. I don't think there's ever going to be something like this again. PT was genuinely one of a kind. It was so amazing when you finally beat the game and you saw Norman Reedus walking into the city with the Silent Hills logo being revealed. The hype couldn't have been bigger. What an incredible way to announce a video game, man. This was going to be generational. Silent Hill was truly coming back. Is what I would say. See, it seemed like everybody thought so, except for Konami. We all know this by now, but unfortunately in 2015, Silent Hills was officially cancelled. This was devastating to hear. After so much excitement and all the attention PT had, Konami took it all away. At the time, Kojima was having major conflicts with the company, which ultimately led to his departure. Konami was also shifting their corporate focus away from the console market so they can lean towards mobile games and pachinko machines, which is why you always see those type of jokes when people bring up Konami. Kojima has historically talked about his dislike towards this shift. I couldn't imagine how it must have been for him during that period of time. I know most companies are bad and all, but Konami takes it to such a different level. The Silent Hill series was really struggling. You had PT right on a golden platter to really bring it all back, and then you cancel it? This really feels like the final nail in the coffin, and honestly, it was for a while. Resident Evil 7 coming out 2 years later kind of hurt a bit more too. That game saved the series and it was the beginning of a golden era for it. The only thing Silent Hill really had was years of rumors for a possible remake of the second game, but even that seemed increasingly bleak as the years went by. Bloober Team certainly didn't have the best reputation and they were supposed to be the people making the game. Fortunately, we did get that remake, and even more fortunately, it was really good. Bloober really hit it out of the park with this one. Not just that, but now we have Silent Hill F, which also turned out to be really strong. It seems like the series might actually be getting the resurgence it deserves. Now, does that mean we'll ever get to see Silent Hills be fully realized? Probably not. I don't think Kojima even wants to think about Konami for the rest of his life, and honestly, good for him. Got a lot going on with Death Stranding and the new anthology horror game OD, which looks super interesting. Maybe that can give us another glimpse into what Silent Hills could have been. They got Hunter Schafer, Del Toro, a lot of these really famous names on the project, so come on man, show me what you wanted to make all those years ago. I'm so excited to see it. Nevertheless, I think PT is a very important part of gaming history. The impact it's made is still talked about 11 years later, and honestly, I don't think there's ever going to be something like this ever again. It's a very tragic story of its cancellation, but honestly, the journey through it all was kind of great. I still loved the prime time it had, and I still loved being around when that game was at its high. It's really unique. As much as I want this game to be fully realized, I think PT on its own is more than enough for me. Everything surrounding it left a permanent mark on me. I'll never forget it. It made such a huge impact and inspired a lot of horror games that came after it. We see it a lot. I mean, Resident Evil 8 and the doll stuff, we can't really say this stuff is a coincidence here. There's so much PT vibes in that specifically that it really made me think about it. As much as I wish Silent Hills could be a fully realized game for us to see and it could be a horror masterpiece of our generation, I'm honestly fine with what we have with PT. I'm never gonna forget it. There will never be another PT. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I wanted to get this out in October like I said earlier, but again, stuff happened, I got lazy, I got a tooth extracted out of my mouth, so safe to say I've been a little bit busy, but at the end of the day, I still want to get this video out. Even if it's after October, I don't really care. I just love PT so much. The Silksong video is coming, I promise. I just almost beat this game twice and I still can't get enough of it. I just thought it would be really cool to reminisce about PT because I love it so much, plus spooky season is spooky season. Even after that, I'm still going to talk about this game. So with all that being said, that was PT, one of my favorite horror experiences of all time. What do you think about PT? Do you have theories? Do you wish it was fully made? Do you also hate Konami with a burning passion like I do? Let me know in the comments. As always, if you enjoyed this, why not drop me a like or a sub? My name is Shen, and I hope you're having an incredible day or night wherever you are. It's been real. I love y'all. Stay spooky, even after October. And peace. Hey, so I'm filming this for legal reasons. No joke. I just finished recording a YouTube video just now. I've got my script right here. I got my OBS open, so this is just fresh off of recording. Right after I finished reading my last line, my door, somebody just slammed into my door, or something slammed into my door, and I heard footsteps running straight out after that. So I don't know what that could have been. I'm home alone right now, and I'm gonna go check this out because this is not cool. Could be some animal, or worse, somebody. So I'm worried about my animals getting hurt more than anything. So can y'all see that? We see these, right? I got the TV on upstairs just for the animals to. What is that? This can't be real, dude. Hey guys, it's Shen here again, and I'm out here in this place that I was sent to by a random number at exactly 3:33 a.m. I have no idea what to really think because I don't know, that I've been seeing some really weird things, some dreaming some really weird things. I don't know, my head is all over the place right now, and I don't even know why I'm out here, man. And it's just strange, but I want to figure out what's going on here. I really do. So I got my flashlight with me. I got my phone for evidence, as always. Even though the police didn't feel like doing anything, they were kind of just useless during this whole thing, man. So I wanted to figure this out myself. I might as well. But I usually don't do this, but you know, I guess those people in those shows and movies had a point, right? Okay. There's supposed to be a house somewhere. or some door or something. I don't know. I'm really far away from my house right now. I think I might be near the place. I have no idea where I could be right now, but something's telling me to keep on going, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm out of there, man. I'm not doing that again. That was terrible. Whatever I felt like doing out here, I completely lost it, and I feel like I just got back to my own senses for some reason. Something is out there. I don't know what it is, but it's not worth investigating anymore. It really isn't. I'm making my way back home. This whole area here, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm done. I feel like I wasn't even in control at that point, man. I really do. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm going home. This is not worth investigating anymore. I'm done.